I work slowly and inexpertly, and while I'm puttering away, I think. And sometimes I even think about what I'm doing. Case in point, I'm working on this rehandling project here, and it occurs to me that I may be being very inefficient because as there's going to be this bone collar going on there, I don't really need this union here to be flush. This could all be roughly hollowed out. It's going to get pinned anyway. It could be very roughly hollowed out and then uh, glued together with epoxy. And the extra cavity in there arguably would be a good thing because the epoxy resin, the more mass it has when it's curing, the more it heats up. And so you get better strength and adhesion. So why am I doing it this way? Now I have to reverse engineer a justification, one or more, for doing it this way. Well, I think to myself, maybe it's better. Maybe it's better to do it this way. Maybe it's better for me because I'm a student and I'm learning. And so it's not important for me to do things necessarily in the quickest or most efficient, or even in other regards, the best way. I'm learning this way. I'm learning about wood carving and fitment and that kind of thing. And it's enjoyable. So there, but how about the knife? I mean, is it going to make a better knife? Well, what about weight? I think that some solid epoxy resin will weigh more than cherry burl, you know. So the more of this that's filled up with resin, the more weight I speculate I will have. And I don't want more weight. So there we go. Anything else? Well, I've been thinking a lot about William Collins because he's one of my favorite knife makers, and I like listening to him on his channel. And I've heard him speaking about blade harmonics, and I think that's a very interesting topic. I am a guitarist. Used to play professionally, but I'm pretty much amateur. Semi-pro for a while. Now I'm amateur. Anyway, if I pluck this string here, I'm going to do a pinch harmonic, okay? See how it's not really moving there. But it's moving there. Aha. So that's halfway down the string here. I've just divided the string in two. If I just pluck it open, you'll see that it's vibrating right in the middle. And of course, it's fixed at the nut and at the bridge. So it's not moving right there at the nut. Same thing at the bridge. Yeah, so translating that into this knife, well, what's right there in the middle of the knife? The point of maximum vibration. Whoopsie, a hole. So this is not going to be a batoning knife. I mean, you know, I'm sure you could tippy tap on it, but, you know, it's a medium to light duty knife. And that is not good, but that's not really anything to do with the subject at hand as regards the epoxy and the method of what I'm doing here. Well, another thing that occurs to me, the way I'm doing it, we're getting maximum contact between the metal and the wood. Now, in guitar making, we don't really like using epoxy resin because it does not transmit vibration well. So, you know, this guitar, when you join this to this, you want this to be transmitting as much vibration as possible to this. So that's why you would use a hide glue or something similar that dries and it crystallizes and transmits the vibration well. So now we come to feedback, right? You know, this thing is, when it's working, It's vibrating, it's singing even sometimes. And all of those vibrations are being transmitted to this handle, and from the handle to the hand of the user. And, similarly, if you made a guitar out of micarta, it wouldn't sound very good, right? So this is something I believe I have heard of before or read about in some forum or something. But got me thinking about the subject. This is why maybe I like a wood handle. The knife that I made before this is the same construction. I really enjoyed using it before I sold it to my cousin. And it was just the feel of it in the hand. When you were, zipping down a pole or whatever, it just had this feel. I'll get it back somehow. I'll make another one. It was a chisel knife. This is just a rehandle. That one I made the whole thing out of a chisel.